Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Shodhanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Shodhanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari परम सपर्जकाचार्य श्री श्रीमद Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Om Shripada Param Sपर्जकाचार्य श्री Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गौर वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जय पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय कलियुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories Shri Bhagavan Shri Bhagavan Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2nd, Chapter 10. Bhagavatam is the answer to all questions. Text number 24. Hastoruruhastustasya Hastoruruhatustasya Nana karma chikirshaya Nana karma chikirshaya Tayostu balavan indra Tayostu balavan indra Adanam ubhayashayam Adanam ubhayashayam Hastoruruhatustasya Nana karma chikirshaya Tayostu balavan indra Adanam ubhayashayam Hastoruruhatustasya Nana karma chikirshaya Tayostu balavan indra Adanam ubhayashayam Mataji. Word by word meaning. Hasto, the hands. Ruruhatu, manifested. Tasya, his. Nana, various. Karma, work. Chikirshaya, being so desirous. Tayo, of them. Tu, however. Balavan, to give strength. Indra, the demigod in heaven. Adanam, activities of the hand. Ubhaya ashrayam, dependent on both the demigod and the hand. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Thereafter, when the Supreme Person desired to perform varieties of work, the two hands and their controlling strength and Indra, the demigod in heaven, became manifested as also the acts dependent on both the hands and the demigod purport. In every item, we can note with profit that the sense organs of the living entity are never independent at any stage. The Lord is known as the Lord of the senses, Rishikesh. Thus, the sense organs of the living entities are manifested by the will of the Lord, and each organ is controlled by a certain type of demigod. No one therefore can claim any proprietorship of the senses. The living entity is controlled by the senses. The senses are controlled by the demigods, and the demigods are the servants of the Supreme Lord. That is the arrangement in the system of creation. The whole thing is controlled ultimately by the Supreme Lord, and there is no independence either of the material nature or of the living entity. The illusion living entity who claims to be the Lord of his senses is under the clutches of the external energy of the Lord. As long as the living entity continues to be puffed up by his tiny existence, he is to be understood to be under the stringent control of the external energy of the Lord. And there is no question of liberation from the clutches of illusion, Maya, however much one may declare himself a liberated soul. Om Jnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Kauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Kauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Kaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So, welcome everyone for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today is also disappearance of Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur, Ananta Chaturdashi Vrat, and my prayers to Haridas Prabhu also, who recently left this material world. He was a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So in this verse, we can see that how the Supreme Person, when he desired to perform varieties of work, the two hands of our, what we do the activities with our hands, and their controlling strength, Indra, the demigod in heaven, they became manifested. So here in these verses, since last few days and weeks going on, the various types of secondary creation is happening, and this type of description is little bit difficult to understand for us. But that is the way the creation, this sub-creation has happened. And I'll give some examples which we can relate, so that this topic becomes little bit easy to understand, hopefully. Most of us, we use electronic gadgets, right? Either handset, mobile, laptop. So when we use them, we are not so much worried about who has created them, right? Does anybody is interested who has created my fancy gadget which I use every day? We just use that, right? We are not so much worried about how much intelligence, how much programming, how much coding has gone through, who has assembled that together, how all the functionalities are working very seamlessly. Do we worry about that? We don't worry about that so much. And another factor is that when everything is working properly, all the functionalities are working properly, we get a different experience. We are comfortable. User experience in today's time is very important. How the user feels, right? Based on that, so much is revolving around business and everything. User interface and user experience, UI, UX, right? So our life has become so much digitalized, right? We are so much dependent on our work, our functions in this material world. And these gadgets are designed by somebody, right? Can somebody says, no, this came in existence, I just found it when I was walking on the sea beach. Just came out of nothing. Can somebody believe in that? Nobody can believe. They will make us fool that if you think like this, that this thing came automatically. This small, any instrument, any creation in this material world we can see, it doesn't come automatically. And there is a lot of intelligence behind it. If you see the basic functionalities, The typewriter or the keyboard, we can take the example. What we do with the hand, with our natural hands, the same functionalities are given in the keypad, right? Keys are arranged in a certain way. Does anybody know why these keys are arranged in a particular way? Isn't it? Have we thought about it? That why these ASDF, QWERT? Why? Right. We just use it. But there is a lot of thinking has been involved. A lot of research had been done to arrange those keys in that particular fashion. How our fingers, which the words, alphabets they use maximum, which word, which alphabet is comfortable for a particular finger. That has been thought about it by somebody. There had been a lot of research on that. And then those keys have been arranged in that fashion. And now we use it like it has become like a standard function. We don't bother about it so much. But behind that, somebody had thought about it. Somebody gave a lot of deep thinking about it. An entire design has been revolving around that. All the electronic circuits and all that. This is just the hardware system. Okay. This is just externally how the machine, the gadget has been designed. Is it sufficient to work? If we just have a good hardware, will it work automatically? What we need? Yes. Software we need. Without software, hardware is of no use. And what kind of softwares are used? Yes. Keyboard, is it just some buttons there? Right? Screen is there by which we can visually see. There must be a lot of programming. There are a lot of connectivity inside. There's a lot of software drivers are installed. And each and every function of that small gadget, there has been a lot of thinking in it. Somebody thought about a certain functionality, developed that, and made it as like a standard practice. Earlier computers were different, right? Early ages, I mean decades before, there were huge computers, right? It can occupy a big room, maybe many rooms. And the systems are also different, diodes, triodes, and so many various basic fundamentals. Then they started minimizing the size. How much small a gadget can become, right? That shows that the person is intelligent, that he can do so many functions in a small way, using a small gadget. Okay. So that shows that behind this small creation, there has been a lot of intelligence. Years and years of research, programming, improving the functionalities, then it comes into our hand. And then we can use it for our purpose. Then the next observation is, we type with the keyboard, right? Using the keys. And do we have only one font typing on the screen? How many fonts we use? How many fonts are there in the system? Yes, Any example? Any, whatever, you may be wrong, but you can speak. How many fonts are? 10, 15, 20, 100? Hundreds, right? Hundreds of fonts are installed. We may use maybe few. Right? And if you include the languages, it will multiply. Right? Marathi, Hindi, Sanskrit, Bengali, and many other Chinese, Japanese, Arabic languages. So many languages have been created to type, just to type with our hands, with the keyboard, using the keyboard. And do these fonts come by chance? Has anybody thought about it? These fonts why these fonts are like this, and some are calligraphically designed. Devanagari fonts are different. We just write on the paper and just scan it and put in the screen, in the system. Does it work? Has anybody thought about it? Any thinking? I was just going through some write-up and research. Even to create one type of font, they require lot of research, lot of designing, lot of standardization is done so that their font becomes unique font. So that they don't pirate somebody's font. They pirate it, then they will get charged. Right? Somebody does the pirating. Some fonts are licensed fonts. You cannot just download and copy and pirate. You can be fined if you do that. If you use the wrong software, pirated software, then what happens? It shows the message. You want to upgrade to the license version, it will keep showing you the message. Because you are using a wrong kind of software, or you are not legal. Even in this, using the material systems, you have to follow a lot of laws. So these fonts they are created by somebody, they are crafted by somebody. There has been a lot of research has been done. And then we see on the screen, and we can type in English, Marathi, Hindi, Sanskrit, so many languages we can type, right? Using the same keyboard. Okay. We don't change the keyboard. Do we change the keyboard for typing Marathi or Hindi, right? We use the same keyboard. And this is our material creation. Okay, we have been given some number of fonts which are, in one sense, unique but limited. They are unique. Each font is unique, but they are limited. Now let us compare with the God's creation. What God has done, we can see from the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, is that God has created the entire system. The entire system of functionalities in this material world. We can write. He has created the hands so that we can write, we can type. He has created voice, sound by which we can speak. He has created taste, tongue by which we can eat various type of foods, taste the various type of dishes. And He has given each and every person a different unique font. Does our handwriting matches with somebody's handwriting? Every person writes in a different way, right? Every person has a unique font, right? Okay. Are we able to connect? We are uniquely designed. That is the super intelligence of the God. Our handwriting is a little bit different from someone else's handwriting. And if somebody tries to forge, okay, somebody may try to forge by signing somebody's check or something, try to extract money from his bank account, then that person will be legally punished. He will get punishment. So God is so intelligent and brilliant, creative, that He has created everyone differently. Now we will go to the another point of sound. Okay. Sound, when it comes from machine, okay, sometimes they have now using artificial intelligence and so many things by which a machine also can speak. Okay, they are fed some voices. You want to read a particular paragraph, you can hear. You just keep kind of using that program, you can hear whatever has been typed. But it is a machine voice. Okay. It will give a particular different type of effect. And there will be limited such kind of voices which are installed. You cannot have unlimited things. But God is so intelligent that He has given a unique voice to each and every person. Isn't it? No two voices are similar. Some are gifted with singing abilities. They can sing for hours and change the entire mood. So that is the God's creation. We must understand that how God is so intelligent behind this creation. And it is not that after some time, after some generation, the sounds and the handwritings will be similar. Eternally, it is almost in one in millions or trillions, two handwritings may be similar, or two voices may be similar. It is so rare. Somebody may imitate also, that can happen. That some people are expert in mimicking. They can mimic somebody's voice. But that is, again, we can identify, it is artificial, it is not natural. Natural intelligence is different. Artificial intelligence is different. We must make a distinction. We must try to understand that what is artificial intelligence and what is natural intelligence. Unfortunately, today's world, everyone is programmed to think in a particular way. They are trained to think in a particular way, do the same style of activities. Human beings are trained to behave like robots. Okay, they should not ask anything. They should just follow. And machines are given artificial intelligence. Machines should work exactly like human beings, and human beings should work like robots. Don't think too much. Just follow what I have been telling you. This is the irony of today's world. Artificial intelligence versus natural intelligence. Where we are heading, whether the technology is improving us to go to the higher levels, or are we degrading? We may do fast computing work using machines, but human beings cannot be doing that. They are not programmed to do that. But today's time, one who does fast computing, too much work, multitasking, he is glorified. Right? How many things he can do at a time? But it is observed, there is some kind of research that those who do too much multitasking, their brain can get affected. They can't, after some time, they can't function properly. We can focus one thing at a time. That is how our brain, our thinking, our mind has been designed. That we focus one thing at a time. If we try to do too many things, we just get restless, we get distracted. So therefore, here it is very, very important to understand how this creation has been done very systematically. And behind this creation, there has been a lot of intelligence has been involved. We can see this functionality of speech, hearing, seeing, doing activities with the hand. There have been a lot of thinking. There have been a lot of, there are demigods controlling it. It is not that we are independent. We have been given these functionalities, this power to do, and there is a reason. There is some kind of logic behind. And when these powers allow us to do the functionalities, then only we can do those things. We are able to see. If you observe our eyes, how we see the things. It is so intricate. Our eye is so intricate. It just cannot happen that it just evolves from one species to another. It is not possible. If you see the eye of a frog, or eye of a mosquito, or eye of a butterfly, or eye of a monkey, if somebody says that we evolved from the monkeys, those eyes are different. It is not possible from the genetic mutation to evolve to a certain level. This kind of eye, which is very precise. And even this eye is also not independent. We can see when there is light. If everything becomes dark here, things may be in front of our eyes, but we cannot see. So our vision depends on light. And who gives light? Sun. Sun gives the light. That light is reflected on the objects. Those wave comes into our eyes. It falls on the retina, and then they are taken by the nerve, optical nerve, and goes to the brain, and then they are decoded there. We can decode those waves as white color or red color or yellow color or blue color or different forms. So our functionality of the eye has been a very unique function to see, to understand, to develop that understanding. The same function cannot be done by the ear. Ear has a different functionality. It cannot see in our condition. In our, we are conditioned living entity. We cannot see with the ears. But we can see with the ears by hearing. That is a different method. When we hear properly, we'll be able to see also properly. But if we don't hear properly, then our vision also gets impaired. So similarly, our tongue tongue has a function of taste. Somebody likes spicy, somebody likes non-spicy, various types of tastes are there. These tastes have been created because people have those desires. Therefore, to fulfill everyone's those desires, those tastes have been created. There is a lot of thinking behind that, creating those varieties in the creation. Because the living entities have those desires. Therefore, all those things, functionalities, those codes have been designed. Just like in the software, all the varieties of codes are designed. Somebody thinks about it. It is not, we just randomly type some keys on the keyboard and a very nice code gets generated. Does it happen? That we just keep typing something and a very nice code is generated, app is generated, and it becomes a standard software. It doesn't happen at all. Somebody has to think logically. He has to go deeper in understanding the need. And then based on those needs, the code is designed. And then the software is designed. The systems are designed. And then it comes to our utility. Similarly, all our desires, all our needs have been understood by the Supreme God. It is not that randomly something is happening. There is a supervision of the Supreme God who understands our desires. He knows what we need at what time. And He provides it perfectly. We become hungry, food is ready. We want to walk, legs take us to various places. We want to do the work of typing or doing so many things. Our hands, Lord has given us the hands. We want to hear some music is available. And everything is functioning very seamlessly. We don't realize. But when something is not happening, somebody does everyday activity, very particular about some service. Does anybody notice that? Somebody is very regular about some service. Every day, without notice, without acknowledgement, somebody is doing the service. Nobody notices that. But if that person is absent on that particular day or a series of days, then we start inquiring, what happened? Where is this person? Why is not doing this service? Right? But when everything is going on smoothly, we don't realize who has been maintaining that, who has been behind it, who has been the intelligence behind it. So therefore, even we see day-to-day life, every day morning, sun rises, right? Sun is rising, whether we notice it or not. It is rising. The seasons are changing. Sometimes we don't like, when the summer comes, we don't like summer. When there's too much rain, we don't like the rain. It becomes too cold, we think that let the cold get over. But these are seasons. Our perception needs to change. Our internal response needs to change. If we see positively, everything is functioning very nicely in this world. But our internal software is not functioning properly. Then we see everything negatively. We think that why this is happening, why that is happening, why this person is doing like this, why like that. And we try to change everything according to our software. Right? But if we tune our software, then we'll realize that things are perfect in this material world. The trees are growing, they give nice flowers, they give fruits, we get grains to eat. How much thinking, how much intelligence is behind that tree? From a small seed, it starts growing. When it goes into the ground, water, it gets water. And then that small plant, its small seed starts germinating. It develops small leaves. And then slowly it starts growing. And how the water is taken, how the air is taken, how the light is taken by the tree, we don't observe so much. But that tree starts growing. And then that tree starts giving us fresh air. It takes all the impure air, it purifies it and gives it back for our sustenance. We survive on the air. If the air gets contaminated, if there is a pollution in the air, then what happens? Our survival is at stake. We can develop respiratory diseases. We are told to use mask. Don't expose yourself to poisonous smells. Because we are not designed to inhale all those things. And when there was pandemic was there, everyone was asked to wear a mask, because there can be viruses in the air which we unknowingly inhaling, and we can get disease. So even little bit things change in the system, ecosystem, then our existence is at stake. We may die, and we may develop diseases. So our existence is dependent on our surrounding, our nature, what food we eat, the air we breathe, the light, and all this is given by, do we create that in the company? Do we have some mechanism of creating plants in the manufacturing factories, or creating a fresh air? Water we may create, but it is not, we just take some water and just purify it and sell it as a Bisleri or whatever brand. But the water is created by the Supreme Lord. We must know that that element which quenches our thirst is created by God. The pure air is created by God. Every grain is created by God. We should know the value of each and every grain and a drop of rain. The water comes in a glass, but it has come in the form of rains, right? It has come drop by drop from the sky. Who is throwing the water from the top? Have you thought about it? Right? There is a God. There is a Indra, it is explained here. There is a God who is controlling the entire water system in the universe. Okay. That water is coming to us in the form of rains. And of course the rivers, Ganges rivers and Yamuna and Saraswati, so many rivers, they preserve that water. They take us that water to so many cities and countries, villages. So it is our responsibility to take care of the nature, to see that our existence is dependent on the nature. We cannot be completely independent. We want to eat, we need food. We want to drink water, we need water. We want to inhale, we need air. So our existence is dependent on nature, material nature, and that is also under the supervision of God. Material nature also doesn't function automatically. Material nature also functions under the supreme vision, supervision of the Supreme Lord. So that we must know that there is a higher power which is controlling all this. The Supreme Lord has created all those things, and therefore we are able to function in this material world. So, therefore, this kind of understanding we can get from Srimad Bhagavatam. Here, this description is coming, which is not just recently somebody has written. This description has been existing since the beginning of creation. This knowledge, Lord has given this knowledge to Brahma. Brahma is a firstborn living entity. When everything was dark in the universe, he was the only person. He was given that knowledge, and he became instrument. And then all the other species came, and so many varieties came in the universe. So this knowledge is not just ordinary knowledge. This knowledge is a very, very confidential and divine knowledge, very, very high level. And when this knowledge is not available outside books, we will not get in the academic books. We have to read Srimad Bhagavatam, we have to read Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Then we'll see what type of knowledge is this, what type of intelligence is there behind this. And it is a perfect scientific way of presenting. It is not just some theory. It is somebody thought about it, did a lot of research, but it is very systematically, scientifically given. Presently, we may not be able to perceive to that level. We may not be able to reach to that level, that how this is true. We may not have that kind of level to understand. But we must know that by hearing, when we hear attentively, that knowledge will be revealed to us. We may not believe in so many concepts. We may not have seen the Creator, but we believe. Just like we don't see the who has created our laptop or mobile, we just use it. But we know that behind this gadget, there is a person who has created it. There is a creator who has done that thinking. He has made it available to us. And the creator was existing before creation. It is not that creation came after create. Creator came after creation. Creation comes after creator. Creator has to be before. Then the creation comes. So similarly, this material world, which is a creation, which has been created, the creator was existing before the creation. So I just gave example of these things because at least we can relate it. Because this Bhutala planet is Prithvi Loka, we can say. It's a middle planetary system. Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Rasatal, which are the lower planetary system. Bhuva, Swar, Bhurloka, Bhuvarloka, Swargaloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka. These are the 14 planetary systems, and we are in the middle. We are in the middle, and what we use, the creation, these small things, and is it real what we see on the screen, or is it permanent? Anybody can guess? First what we do before using? Yes? Switch on, right? We switch on first. Then it manifests. Huh? Before that, what was happening? Where is that typing? Where is those images? Where is the sound? Is it there in the system? Yes, it is there. Can we tangibly see? We can't. So what we have to do? First switch on. Press the button, switch on the system. It takes some time to start. Then screen comes and then we open up particular program and then it manifests. So it was unmanifested stage. Okay. Then it became manifested. And then again it will become unmanifest. So is it real? Is it real? Right? It appears to be real. Right? But it is not real. If we go more deeply, then we'll see this just electronic particles on the screen. They are being thrown at a particular speed. And they appear to be real. They appear to be moving in a particular way. But they are just small dots, very, very tiny dots, which appear to create certain type of fonts, images and many things. But it is not real. It is a digital. It is a digital world. And this Bhutala has become digital planet in today's time. It has become digital planet because we think that it is permanent, but it is not permanent. So similarly, the entire material world has been created. Avyaktadini bhutani vyakta madhyani bharata avyakta nidhana neva tatraka paridevana. Lord Krishna told Arjuna that why you are worrying? Everything was in the beginning unmanifest stage. It has become manifest and then again it will become unmanifest. So you don't have to worry. It is just you are existing for a certain period of time. Our existence in this material world is also for a certain amount of time. Maybe 100 years max. Okay, just to give some happiness. But we don't live for that long also. So therefore, when we understand that our existence is limited, our time is limited, we focus our energies to understand the goal of life, then we'll be able to perfect our life. So, this is just a small kind of thing. Time is getting over, so I will stop. But anybody has any question, we can personally meet and talk. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Srila Prabhupada